Yo, what's up guys, Guido here, back again with another mini bike video, and in this video this is going to be part 2 of the mini bike build. Now we are already going to just get straight into this video because we have a lot of stuff planned for this video, and right away we are actually going to go and get some steel, because if you've seen my mini bike, I have this whole frame cut out right here, and I'm pretty sure an engine slider wouldn't actually solve this problem, because we were looking at them and stuff, and no matter if we get an engine slider or not, the Mikuni still isn't going to clear that. So what we are going to do is just cut it just like mine, so the Mikuni will actually fit there, and then obviously we're going to go bolt everything back up and stuff, and then we should be good. Right now we're waiting on a header for the exhaust pipe, and then also we're waiting on the rear sprocket. I think my dad was looking at a 40 tooth or a 65 tooth. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, that's basically what we're going to be doing right now. And like I said, we're just going to jump straight into this video because, like I said, if you've seen my last video, we have a lot planned for this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, we went and cut the piece right here out, obviously, because the Mikuni is going to go right here. My dad just went to the metal store to go and get some metal so he can redirect it just like how mine is. So then the Mikuni should go and fit perfectly right there. But also, I thought I would just kind of show you guys the wheels a little bit more in depth. They are basically the exact same style of wheel my wheels are, except these are two-piece, so it's going to make it way easier when you have to change the tire, because you don't have this whole sort of axle part sticking out. It's going to make it way easier, but they're basically the exact same dimensions and like height and width for like tires and stuff. But my dad opted for these tires on here. As you can see, they're more of a street setup, but they also have pretty good knobbies on there, just in case we want to go and hit the dirt. Okay, so as you can see, this was the piece we went and actually cut out, and we went and got the pipe. Now this pipe isn't the full correct size. As you can see, this is just a little bit smaller, but it's gonna go in there and it will work perfectly fine. So my dad decided to go with a little bit of a different route. Instead of just using the pipe and actually making something completely different, the piece that he actually cut out right here, you can see he just kind of flipped it around. So he just basically cut it so it's angled right there perfectly, and then also kind of put the top piece on there. It's not 100% yet of what he really wants to do with it, but I'm thinking he's gonna go with this. But as you can see, it's not gonna be 100% perfect, but at the end of the day, nothing's perfect. But that is kind of what we're looking at right there, so it can clear the intake. And as you can see, the foot pegs are actually cut off, and the reason for that is we're going to use some of this pipe right here to actually weld on there to extend them, to make them longer, because as you can see, where the normal foot peg mount would have been was right here, and then with the foot peg it only would have came out to here, and like they're going to be right up against that, so he's going to make it longer, so it's going to probably come out to here just like mine is, so you can actually, like, you know, sit on there comfortably. And then also on this side, it's super tight because the clutch is going to be right here, same with the chain guard. So he's going to make it from, basically, this is where the old mount was right here, and the foot peg was maybe like here or something, to out here. So it actually will, you know, be comfortable to ride. Okay, so it's all welded and all on there. Good, he just grinded it down so it looks a little bit nicer. As you can see, that's going to be enough space for the Mikuni to go right there. And right now he is cutting out a piece of metal right here to put on the little sponsor sort of cover thingy. Now normally they come with like little plastic ones on here, but we didn't order that and it didn't come with it, so my dad's going to make some custom metal pieces to go over here, and he'll probably engrave something or put stickers on there or something. So he just went and cutted out the little template. This is basically what it kind of looks like from factory, but in plastic. But it's going to be completely custom. And then he's also going to leave a little bit of a gap in between there, just so it's like full dead center. But anyways, he went and did the other side as well. It's right there. So now he just has to weld them up. Okay, so my dad just went and cut the foot pegs off, and he went and put some of the pipe in there to actually make it longer, because before you can see it was going to be right there, and now it's going to extend it out way more, so you have way more room on here, and it's going to make the ride way more comfortable. Okay, so as you can see, we have the Mikuni. It's pretty easy going in. It just screws in. We have the gasket on there. As you can see, it's all mounted up and perfectly clears the the thing we made, so it actually would, you know, clear it, the little cutout. So it perfectly clears that. These are just drainage valves, so like, you know, it just excess gas or whatever comes out, you can kind of just cut it off and just let it dangle. Same with this one. My dad just went and picked up the breather valve for this, because normally this goes up into your little restrictive intake system, but since we don't have that anymore, we have to get a breather valve on there, and then also one for the gas tank, but that's not on yet. But as you can see, it's on there. It looks pretty slick. Also too, to actually fit this motor, you can see we went and grinded the drain bolt. There's still just an itty bitty amount just to bite on it, just in case we ever needed to. But as you can see, there is a drain bolt at the end of the motor, so it's not really like the front one's needed, and you have to do that so the motor will actually fit in this thing, because if you don't do that, then the motor won't want to fit properly unless you get like an engine slider / riser kit, which would make it go up here and it'd be at a diagonal angle. But that's kind of where we're at right now. So okay, so my dad just went and put the breather in there. We actually just went and got this at Pep Boys. It's the same exact one I have, except this one is in red. It looks pretty good on there. You obviously have to put this on here if you take the stock intake and stuff off. So he just went and used the rubber little hose right there that comes with it and just cut it and put a little plumbing fitting in there and tightened the hose clamp, so it's all on there, all good. This is actually a new fuel line, because the one that came with this, when my dad was taking it out, it actually went and pinched it and put a hole in it, so we had to get a new fuel line. So this is the new fuel line that goes from there, and it's going to go into the carburetor. We just have to cut it. Okay, so my dad just got the clutch on there, and it was pretty easy. It just basically slides on. Not much to it. This is a max torque clutch. Like I said from the beginning, I will link everything in the description. It's for a number 35 chain, and it's a 12 tooth. Before you go and actually install something like this, make sure you go and open it up and put grease and stuff in it, because usually these things come with like barely any grease or dry from the factory, just from it sitting on the shelf. And make sure you go do that, because if you don't, your clutch will slip and it will squeal and it will make your motor want to die, and it might even kind of act like the throttle is stuck, because it will just stick. So make sure you do that, otherwise you will have those kind of problems. But anyways, it's on there all good, so now we're going to move on to the next stuff. Okay, so my dad went and put the gas tank back on. Right now it was just sitting on there, but now he's putting the nuts on the bolts and stuff that were just on there. So now it's all mounted up. He just has to go and tighten them all down, and it should be good. So he has the breather air filter on there, so that's all good. He went and cut the fuel line, so instead of all that excess, it goes straight to the carburetor. Okay, so my dad just went and put red thread locker in the bolt holes where it mounts to the actual frame, so when we lift it up, we'll be able to tell where it needs to mount up to, and my dad's gonna go and drill the holes right now for this thing. So you can see where the red thread locker was, and my dad just went and put a little punch in it, so when he drills it, the drill bit won't skip around. So we're going to go ahead and get those drilled out real quick. Okay, so we already went and sanded it. My dad already went and kind of hit it with the, the 3000 grit on this thing. Now he's just wiping it down, making sure everything's all nice and clean so we can get it ready for paint. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and paint the frame. As you can see, it's all sanded down, all degreased, all cleaned. We hit it with a little scruff pad and then also 3000 grit sandpaper. So this thing should be pretty good to paint. We're going to be painting a white primer over this, and then we're going to do a white gloss and then a gloss clear coat. So this should look pretty good. It's going to be a bright, nice kind of gloss white when we're done, so it should look pretty nice. But as you can see, there's obviously nothing on this bike. We have the foot pegs taken off and also the kickstand because we want to leave those black. And also my dad went and put some tape over the bearings because you really don't want your paint going in there. Okay, so as you can see, we just went and painted the white primer on there. This is our first coat we just did. Looks pretty nice. Me and my dad were going to do some sort of design and like leave this bare metal and put some sort of engraving on there, but we decided to just paint it all white, so white with the other black components should look pretty cool on this thing. Also, for anyone wondering what type of paint we are using, we are just using this Ace Premium primer, white primer right here, and then also this Rust-Oleum 2X semi-gloss white. So that's what we're going to be using, and then also we're going to do a clear coat on that, so it should look pretty cool. Okay, so as you can see, everything is all painted and all good. It is completely dry. In some spots it's really nice and glossy, whereas other spots it's kind of like a matte finish, but I don't really know why it came out like that. But anyways, it's gonna be good. You're not gonna know when this thing's going 65 miles an hour down the road. But anyways, we kind of just went and did some touch-up areas on it, so now we're kind of just letting it dry on our garbage can, and we went and kind of rushed it last night. But the reason for that is, as you can tell, it is super windy outside, so it's kind of nice because it's nice and windy, so it makes the day cooler. But for painting, that's not necessarily what you want. So as you can see, it's all dried. So now what we're doing is just gonna go and size up the bolts and go and get the different hardware and stuff, so we can kind of go and mount this thing down, because when you buy the frame, it doesn't come with all the bolts and all the other stuff that you actually need. So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. Okay, so as you can see, we kind of got the motor on there all lined up. We have the holes already drilled out like I was saying, and then we painted it and stuff. So now what I'm doing is just putting the foot pegs on, and then I'm going to put the kickstand on in the meantime while we're waiting for the store to open, so we can actually go and get the bolt so we can mount the suspension, and then obviously the handlebars, and then also the seat. And then this thing will actually start to look like something. And then obviously we're still waiting on the rear sprocket and then also the header. So then once we get the header and the valve springs, which are actually coming today, this thing should be pretty ready to get sent. Okay, so as you can see, I have the foot pegs on there all good with the spring set properly. I have the other one on there, same with the kickstand, just the way it's supposed to be. My dad just went and put some stickers on there, got to make it look custom. And actually the hardware store is open, so we are going to go and get the bolts, because this is what we're going to be using to mount the motor down. We're just going to get a couple more of these so we can mount the motor down, and then we have to get another axle bolt / assembly, and then also we have to get the bolt, and then once we get all that, handlebars can go on, suspension can go on, and then we will be pretty good. Okay, so we have everything all together somewhat. We have the bolts and stuff that we went and got from Ace Hardware. We actually went and took the wheel so we could size up and see what bolts and stuff we needed to actually make this work and fit. So now we got all the stuff. Now we basically just kind of have to put it all together and piece it all together. Okay, so right now my dad is removing the spark plug, because the performance spark plug he just bought just came in the mail, so we're going to put the higher performance one in there so it can suit this motor a little bit better, since we are putting bigger valve springs in here, and we have the Mikuni. And I'm not sure if I already said it already, but we actually removed the governor in this thing, so this thing will go full rev, so it should make this thing go a lot faster. As you can see, these are the spark plugs. This is the stock one that comes with it. It's actually a pretty good spark plug for being stock, but then this is the higher performance auto light one. This is the exact same one that's in my motor, and it seems to perform pretty well. Now, as you can see, my dad just went and removed the valve cover right here, and this is what the the valves look like, and also with the valve springs. And then these are the new stiffer valve springs he ordered, so they're gonna go in there and they should make a little bit more power and also let it rev higher. And for anyone wondering, these are 18-pound valve springs, so I'll link, like I said in all of my other videos, everything will be in the description, so just go check it out if you're interested in it. Okay, so these are the new grips that just came in the mail. They're gonna match the white handlebars very well, and also it's gonna match the look of everything, the Panda Bear style. Also, these do come with the grip donuts, so these will look pretty cool once they're all on there. Okay, so I just went and got the front shocks on this thing. It looks so good with the black and then just the metal color with the foot pegs and the kickstand. It's pretty easy to put on, obviously. You just slide the bolt through, and then the nut goes through, and then boom, you're good. I don't know if I've said it in this video, but my last video, if you want to see a dedicated tutorial on this, just go and look in the description and you will see it, or just go and click in the top right corner up here and you will see how to build these and put them on your bike. But anyways, I got that on there, so now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down on there really good, tighten the Allen bolts there, and put the tire in the middle of these two spacers here and tighten this down. It's pretty easy. Okay, so as you can see, I have the bolts and everything all on there, all torqued and all tight. We have the wheel and tire on. When you go and do this on your mini bike, make sure you look at the direction the tire has to go. This one's a bi-directional, which means you can have it this way or that way. It doesn't matter. There's no like tread pattern on it that like makes it different. As you can see, the two-piece wheels look super good on there. This is all on there and tight, so this looks literally so good. To be honest, I'm kind of jealous of these wheels. I really like them. So now what I'm gonna do is put the clamps on that we ordered in the handlebars, and then I'll show you guys what the whole front end looks like. Okay, so this is what it came with to mount the handlebars. We bought this extra because the actual like frame doesn't come with this. You have to buy this extra. But as you can see, this is flat. This one has a ridge. The ridge side goes up and the flat side goes on the bottom. So it goes and mounts smoothly up against right there. And then obviously you have your bolts and nuts. And then obviously this is the bottom, this is the top right there. And your bolt goes through there, the nut goes on the bottom. Pretty easy and pretty simple. Okay, so as you can see, we have the handlebars on there, and it just looks so good. Like, oof, just think, once that rear tire's on, the motor's on there, and the seat's on there, it's gonna look so good. But it just looks nice because it's like completely aligned, and these are like little Honda XR50 pit bike bars, so they fit on here perfectly. They're a little bit wider than I think like the stock ones are, but it's gonna make for such a comfortable ride. Now I'm going to go and put the seat on. It's pretty easy. The seat just has little plastic clips that slide underneath of here, and then it plops down, and then you get little screws with washers, and then they just screw into these two holes, and then the seat's on there. Okay, so these are the screws you actually go and use to screw into the seat. Now normally they come with like black screws with black little washers, but they don't include any of that stuff, so you kind of have to go and get your own hardware. So we have the same exact screw with a little bit different of a washer, but it's white, so it's gonna look super cool against the black part under there. You won't really notice it, but it's just the little touches like that that make it look really cool. Okay, so as you can see, we have the seat on with the little screws with the white plastic washers on there, and it's all on there all securely. And since it's black, it makes it look super nice with, like, you know, the black kickstand, the black foot pegs, and then the forks and stuff, and also the wheels too. Okay, so my dad just went and took out the old springs and put in the new 18-pound springs. Okay, so we just went and put the little donut, little, I guess, kind of, I don't know, fabric sort of thing on there, so when you're going like this, it kind of protects your hands and stuff. But anyways, they have to just basically go and slide on and stuff. But anyways, we are going to leave the video off right here. This is going to be the end of the video because we just went and completed putting the little donuts on there. So make sure you guys go and stay tuned for the next video. There's going to be tons of stuff coming up for the next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned, and that will probably include putting the throttle link assembly on there, actually mounting the motor, and putting the rear wheel with the brake rotor and sprocket and header on there. Trust me guys, it will all come. I'm just putting them in different videos, but make sure you guys stay tuned for the new videos that are going to be coming out, and make sure you guys like and subscribe, and most importantly, turn post notifications on so you don't miss them. Peace. Peace.